Good morning, traders. This is your Forex day trade setup for today. So we had a pretty solid move to the upside and then a bit of a sell-off going at the close, and then that has continued slightly at the moment. We're still in this channel. I think that's the... just extend the channel for us. So we're definitely still inside that channel. Okay, we are in an area of congestion right now, which we've kind of rejected off this upper level of 118.385, and I would expect us to find support probably in this 117.810 area, and then another leg to the upside. So dollar weakness did come into play yesterday, and at the moment we are in dollar confusion. So we've basically had a pretty solid the euro had a pretty solid run yesterday, as you can see, and then sideways for the sideways most of yesterday and today as well. So I think for now I'm still looking for an area of support to be found. We're looking at 117.810. Looking for support there for another move to the upside, and I think this gap should close, and then what you should be looking for is 118.385. Okay, it is sideways at the moment, not something that I would like to be trading, but we'll see what happens. There's still no structure. I suppose we have got structure there, but I prefer this area of structure here. So 117.810. If we can get this kind of price action, pin bars off that level, that would be a fairly decent area to trade. Okay, so remember the price action we're looking for is pin bars or inside bars. Here's a combination of pin bars and inside bars there, or engulfing bars. There's an engulfing bar there, and we want there's an inside bar there, and we want a level for that happening. US dollar, Japanese yen, we got to the bottom of the flag. Okay, and these two areas was what I gave you yesterday, which was 105.315 and then 105.204. So we are below the moving average. Again, I would expect a move to the upside, and I'm going to use that level there because that is what I would expect is a gentle move up to 105.473. And I suppose we could, let's just add another one just in case. And that seems to be a logical one as well, which would be 105.607. So any pullback into that area, then I'm looking for price action to indicate a short. Okay, so I am making a play for dollar weakness at the moment. That does look like what is on the cards right now. So obviously we've got elections in a couple of days, and the volatility is starting to step up as people try to predict what's going to happen. Okay, one thing's for sure, once the election's over, you can toss all of those theories out the window, and there'll be something else that will drive the markets in a direction. So at the moment, that is what I'm suspecting. It looks like everybody is making a play for dollar weakness going into the election, so that's what we need to focus on right now. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on this pair. It could be 105.473 or it could be 105.607, and those are the two areas that I'd be paying attention to. But remember, I've said this often, when we are tracking a trend line or a channel line like this, as you can see what we're doing, it is always a signal that we are going to break the downside. So it's a move to the downside, it's consolidation, and then you're going to get a second leg, and that second leg is going to be at least the height of the channel. Okay, so pay attention to that one. British pound, US dollar. So same one, we have Brexit noise, which is also in the mix here. We have broken through this 130 area. Okay, haven't really had a decent pullback onto it. I suppose we can argue that this bar we did pull back onto it to test it. I'd prefer to see a much better pullback onto that. And remember, my play here is this big inverse head and shoulders. So that is our neckline right there at the 130 level. Let's just get rid of this one. Okay, and we can probably just leave those two areas in. But that's kind of what we're looking to make the play off. Now we've rejected this area here. If you look to the left, see there's three tails on that level there, which is 130.592. We have rejected it, but let's get to the hour. And remember, this is the Asian session that we're doing these videos in, not a session that I like trading anything. Asia is normally a time where we are sort of either ranging or drifting in the opposite direction to which we typically go. So just keep that in mind. The trend here is confirmed up on the hour. And we can see there's the first confirmation, here's a second confirmation. Okay, and now it's the third one. So this 130 area was definitely tested on the hour yesterday. There it is there. Then up, sideways, and now we're drifting lower again. So I'm pretty keen to see this move to the upside. And what you can do is there are a few trend lines. So there's one trend line and there's another trend line. So these are minor trend lines on the hour, but that's kind of what I would be looking for. So this does look like an area we need to be paying attention to. So I'll wait for European Open to see. Maybe we get a little move up and sort of bounce around. Yeah, so long as we're holding the moving average, this confirmation of change is in play. And let's just come back to the 8 hour, because this is a pretty decent setup here. So we're looking for that. There's my shoulder, there's my head, there's my shoulder, and I'm looking for a retest onto that level. So obviously if I can get it on the 8 hour, it's going to be a little bit better. And my ultimate target here is up here, which is 133.388. I personally would take my first lot of profit right here at 132.671, and that's these swing highs here. Okay, so yeah, that's another one which is looking very interesting indeed. And this price action that is happening now, if that happens during the European session, that would get me long without a question. Okay, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, next pair. So a couple of things at play here. So the first one obviously is this trend line break that we had yesterday, and we're busy with a sort of a retest of it. So the retest is coming back down into this zone here. What I do want to point out here is we have another trend line forming at the bottom. Okay, so that was a triangle break, and it's come back to the apex of the triangle, which is typically that's what you would want to expect. Okay, you'd actually want it to come a little bit further down, but it hasn't. So the other thing is this is a strong move up, and we've had a fairly strong move down. Now let's just look at something else here. So if we put a Fibonacci on, and I'm going to take it from here because this one there was a swing high and a deep pullback, and that's been pretty much the story. That's a 61.8. Okay, if I take it down to that one, you'll see genuinely 61.8. Okay, so that is a decent retracement, and now we've got a engulfing here with confirmation. So this to me is looking like a continuation to the upside, and some beautiful setups on FOREX Today. That is my trend line break. So what I'm looking for here is pretty much a flag break. So it's a flag onto 61.8, gives me a measured move. So I can take that as my measured move there. That gives me a measured move all the way back up to 78.97. Okay, so that's another one. Keep that in your pocket because that's definitely looking like some structure for today. British pound, Japanese yen. So been a little bit messy. It's been messy all along the last couple of days. Trend has changed. You can see we had this bit of confusion here, then the breakout, pullback, find support, and then it's been pretty much all over the place. But ultimately, I think that trend line break has happened. Well, not trend line break, support. What was resistance, now support. But we are sideways. This is all over the place. So I think I'm expecting a stronger pound, but with a pound dollar, you've got weak dollar, strongish pound, which is going to drive it. Here, it doesn't look like there's much action here at the moment, so I think I will just sit on the sidelines with that one. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Big thing here is we've got this downward trend line. We came up, we rejected it, we're pulling back. Me personally, I'm expecting another higher low, and I'm expecting it in that area right there. I'll get rid of the noise now. Okay, that's a 61.8. So the 61.8 Fibonacci of this last move is at 0.71543. So I'm expecting a retest in this area. Look to the left, there's lots of support here. We haven't really found support at this area. Okay, so that's what I would expect. Could also drop as low as that there, which is 0.71311. That's also a possibility. We come down to the hour. This little squirt down has been fairly significant for some reason. Obviously some noise in Australia at the moment, but yeah, I think nice trend up, move down. I think this is going to be an area somewhere around where we are now, between this area where we are now and 0.71543. I think that is going to be an area to buy into this again for a move to the upside. A little bit messy. We're not holding the moving average. We're back up and down. But it does look like the dollar should. We're looking at the US dollar weakness. So in other words, Aussie dollar strength. We're looking for green Aussie dollar. Okay, British pound, Aussie dollar. This mess that we've had for the last couple of weeks does look like it's changing. Let's just get to the hour. I don't see anything that's worthwhile looking at there. Yep, okay, so we're looking for retest back onto 181374. We can get a retest back into this area, then that would get me long. The other one is we do have a bit of a trend line brewing here, so that would have to hold as well. So yeah, so this is the area that I'm looking at the moment. 181374, pull back into that area, great opportunity to be long. Nice tight stop below this pin bar here, or this range bar, which is 181052, and target areas more than likely the previous high, I would say. Just look to the left here. Yeah, I would actually just instead of the previous high, just come to there, something like that. You can see all this congestion here. So that would be a target area of 182727. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Lots of action happening, lots of opportunities. Hope it helps you, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.